You know what's interesting? Most men think they understand women, but in reality, they completely miss the signals that matter most, especially when it comes to emotional intimacy. Because emotional intimacy isn't loud. It's quiet, subtle, often invisible if you don't know where to look. Today, I'm going to show you how women truly react when they feel deep emotional intimacy. And trust me, once you notice these signs, everything about her behavior starts to make sense. By the last sign, you'll start noticing things about her that reveal more than words ever could. Before we dive deeper, a quick message. If you've been learning from my videos and you want to support this work, you can subscribe to me on Facebook with a paid membership, send stars, or join my YouTube channel's paid community. Your support helps me create more powerful content for you, and I truly appreciate every bit of it. Alright, now let's continue. Sign number 1, she opens up about personal things gradually. It's not about oversharing right away. It's about small, meaningful details. Memories, fears, dreams, and moments she rarely tells anyone else. She's testing trust, seeing if she feels safe with you. And every time she opens up a little more, it's a signal. I feel emotionally connected to you. Here's what most men don't understand about this process. It's not linear. She doesn't decide on day 1 to trust you. She doesn't hand you her inner world all at once. It happens in layers. First, something small. A memory she doesn't usually share. A worry she mentions briefly and then pulls back from. And she watches. Not your words, your reaction. Did you brush it off? Did you make it about yourself? Did you listen? Really listen, without trying to fix it immediately? Because that's the test. And if you pass it, she goes a little deeper next time. Shares something slightly more personal, something that costs her a little more to say. And then she watches again. This is how emotional intimacy is actually built. Not in one grand conversation, but in small moments of risk, followed by small moments of safety. So if she's sharing more over time, if the details are getting slightly more personal, slightly more vulnerable, that's not coincidence. That's trust accumulating. And trust is the foundation everything else is built on. Sign number 2, her body language becomes relaxed around you. You might notice subtle changes. She leans closer, shoulders drop, her posture softens. This isn't just comfort, it's subconscious trust. Her body is saying, I feel safe with you. I don't need to protect myself. Let's go deeper into why this matters. The human body is wired for self-protection. When we're around people we don't fully trust, we hold ourselves differently. Shoulders slightly raised, posture slightly closed, arms a little tighter, a small but constant readiness to guard ourselves. We don't notice it consciously, but the body is always doing it. Now here's the flip side. When someone truly feels safe, the body lets go. The shoulders drop, the jaw unclenches, the posture opens, the breath comes a little more easily. And that release is not something a person decides to do. It happens automatically. When the nervous system stops running its quiet threat assessment and finally relaxes. So when you notice her body softening around you, that's not a small thing. That's her entire system saying, this person is safe. I don't need to protect myself here. I can let go. And the more consistently she relaxes in your presence, the deeper that sense of safety has become. And here's the subtle twist most men miss. She doesn't just relax physically. Her micro-expressions reveal emotional connection too. Watch her face when she's listening to you. Not performing, not responding, just listening. That's when micro-expressions slip through. A brief softening around the eyes. A small, almost invisible smile that she doesn't intend. A flicker of something genuine before her expression resets. These aren't things she's controlling. They're things she's feeling. And the face, when it's not being managed, always tells the truth. Sign number 3, she mirrors your energy and tone. Mirroring is a subconscious signal of empathy and connection. When she matches your speech pace, gestures, or emotional energy, it's her subconscious saying, I understand you, I resonate with you. This is deeper than flirting. This is psychological alignment. Here's why mirroring is one of the most reliable signals you'll ever learn to read. It can't be faked consistently. You can fake a smile, you can fake interest for a few minutes. But mirroring someone's energy, rhythm, and tone across an entire conversation, that happens organically, or it doesn't happen at all. And when it does happen, it means something specific. It means her mind is tracking you, not just your words, your pace, your emotional register, the subtle shifts in your energy. And her system is quietly syncing with all of it. That's psychological alignment. It's the same thing that happens between people who have known each other for years. The easy rhythm, the shared pace, the sense that you're in the same current. When that happens early, or deepens over time, it's one of the clearest signs of genuine emotional connection. Sign number 4, she remembers tiny details about you. Not just your favorite color, the little things. A phrase you used once, a story you told, something about your routine. When a woman truly feels emotionally close, she stores these memories subconsciously. And the more she remembers, the more she's emotionally invested. Most men overlook this, thinking it's normal politeness, but it's not. Her memory is a sign of emotional intimacy and subconscious attachment. Here's the honest truth about memory. We remember what matters to us, not always consciously, but emotionally. The things connected to people we care about get stored differently, more vividly, more completely. So when she references something you said weeks ago, something minor, something you've already forgotten, that's not a coincidence. That's not politeness. That's her mind telling you, you were worth keeping. And it goes beyond what she says. Pay attention to what she asks about. Does she follow up on things you mentioned in passing? Does she ask how something turned out that you mentioned briefly? Does she bring up your routines, your preferences, your small habits, in ways that show she's been paying attention long after the conversation ended? That level of detail doesn't come from casual interest. It comes from someone who has been thinking about you, someone whose mind keeps returning to you, someone for whom you've become significant enough to remember. Sign number 5. She seeks subtle physical connection. This isn't about romantic intimacy. It's gentle touches, a hand on the arm, brushing against you casually, a light pat on the shoulder. Her subconscious is seeking comfort and closeness. It's her body saying, I feel connected to you. I trust you. Let's be clear about what makes this sign different from casual friendliness. It's in the frequency and the context. A single touch means little, but a pattern of small touches, happening naturally, repeatedly, without occasion, that's something else. Because touch is one of the most guarded things we control, we don't reach out to people we're indifferent to. We don't seek physical proximity with people we haven't already connected with emotionally. Touch follows trust, almost always. So when she finds small reasons to make contact, she's not being careless. She's following something her body already knows. And here's the part that's easy to miss. She lingers. Not dramatically, just slightly longer than a casual touch would require. A hand that stays a moment after it should have moved. A lean that doesn't immediately correct itself. That lingering is the signal within the signal. It's her not wanting to break the connection, even for a second. Sign number 6. She becomes more playful and vulnerable. You might notice she teases you more, laughs easily, or shows a softer side. Vulnerability is one of the clearest signs of emotional intimacy. She's letting her guard down around you because she feels a deep connection. Here's what most men don't understand about playfulness. It requires safety. You can't be genuinely playful with someone you don't trust. You can perform playfulness, you can fake lightness, but real ease, real teasing, real laughter that comes from somewhere unguarded, that only happens when the protection is down. And protection only comes down when someone feels safe. So when she's playful with you, when she teases you without hesitation, when she laughs at things she'd normally keep composed for, that's not just personality, that's trust expressing itself as lightness. And there's something else in this sign: vulnerability. Because sometimes the playfulness comes paired with something softer, a moment where she says something real between the jokes, a flash of something genuine underneath the lightness. And that combination, playful on the surface, real underneath, is one of the most intimate things a person can offer. It means she trusts you with both sides, the easy one and the tender one. And here's where it gets tricky. Sometimes emotional closeness comes with temporary pullbacks. Don't panic, it's not disinterest. When she pulls back briefly, it's usually because something shifted internally. She got closer than she expected. And the vulnerability of that closeness triggered a moment of self-protection. So she retreats, just slightly, just long enough to collect herself. And then she comes back. That's the pattern to watch for, not the pullback, the return. Because women don't return to people they're done with. They return to people they're still invested in. Sign number 7. She shares her thoughts about feelings, life, and relationships. When she starts discussing values, fears, and emotions, it's more than conversation. It's a psychological window into her inner world. She's testing whether you can understand her, whether she can trust you emotionally. Most people keep this layer hidden, not because they don't think about these things, but because sharing them feels risky. What if he doesn't understand? What if he dismisses it? What if she seems too much? Those are the fears that keep the inner world private. So when she starts lowering that wall, when she talks about what she actually believes, what actually scares her, what she actually wants from her life, she's not just making conversation, she's extending something. An invitation to know her, not the surface version, the real one. And the way you receive that invitation determines whether the wall comes down further or quietly goes back up. You don't need to have the perfect response. You don't need to fix anything. You just need to be present, to listen without rushing to redirect, to hold what she gives you without dropping it. That's what she's watching for. And that's what keeps her opening. Sign number 8. She watches your reactions carefully. Have you noticed her glancing at your face when she talks? Or checking if you're genuinely listening? This isn't superficial. It's emotional calibration. She wants to know, do you truly see me? Here's what this sign is really about. She's not looking for approval. She's looking for attunement. There's a difference. Approval is about validation. Attunement is about being understood. And what she's checking for is whether your reactions are tracking with what she's actually feeling. Not just nodding, not just saying the right words, but genuinely responding to what she's expressing. Your face shifting when she says something painful. Your energy settling when she shares something tender. Your eyes staying on her when she's still finding her words. These are the things she's reading. Because a woman who feels deeply connected to you needs to know that connection is real, that you're not just going through the motions, and she'll check, quietly, constantly. In small glances she hopes you don't notice. So notice them, and let your reactions be genuine, because nothing builds emotional intimacy faster than a man who actually feels what she's saying. And now, the most powerful sign of all, the one that shows true emotional intimacy. Sign number 9, she feels comfortable being silent with you. This is the ultimate indicator. A woman who trusts you emotionally doesn't need to fill every silence. She can sit quietly with you, and it feels natural. No awkward tension, no need to impress. Silence becomes connection. Let me explain why this sign sits above all the others. Silence is where performance ends. When people feel unsure around someone, they talk. They fill the space. They perform comfort even when they don't feel it. Because silence exposes what words can cover. But when the connection is real, the silence changes. It stops feeling empty. It starts feeling full. Like both of you are in the same space, in the same moment, without needing to prove it with words. That's not a small thing. That level of comfort takes time. It takes trust. It takes a specific kind of safety that only comes from genuine emotional intimacy. And when a woman offers you that silence, when she lets it exist between you without rushing to fill it, she's giving you something rare. She's saying, I don't need to perform for you. I'm not afraid of what you'll think when I stop talking. Being here with you is enough. Don't take that lightly, and don't rush to fill it yourself. Let it breathe, because in that silence is everything she hasn't needed to say. What all 9 signs have in common. Step back for a moment, because if you look at all 9 of these signs, there's one thing every single one of them shares. They're all involuntary. The gradual opening up, the body softening, the mirroring, the memory, the touch, the playfulness, the conversations about real things, the watching your face, the comfortable silence. None of these are decisions she made sitting down and thinking, I will now show him I trust him. They emerge, they slip through. They happen because she feels something she can't fully control. And that's exactly what makes them so meaningful. Because managed behavior can be faked. But emotional leakage, the real thing showing through in small, unguarded moments, that's the truth. And the truth is exactly what you're learning to read. Final layer. So now you see it. Emotional intimacy isn't about words or actions alone. It's in subtle body language, micro behaviors, mental focus, trust, and comfort. Most men completely overlook these signs, but when you notice them, you understand her feelings on a deeper level. And understanding changes everything. Because you stop misreading distance as rejection. You stop mistaking silence for disinterest. You stop missing the signals that were always there. And you start seeing her, really seeing her, which is exactly what she's been hoping for all along. So next time you're with a woman, pay attention. not to what she says, but to how she reacts emotionally. Her body, mind, and behavior reveal more than words ever could. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to understand female psychology and emotional connection on a deeper level, check out the other videos on this channel. Because once you start noticing these subtle signals, you'll never misunderstand her emotional state again. Now tell me, which of these 9 signs have you noticed before, and which ones were completely invisible to you until now?